Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Lifestyle Podcast. Your host here, JurLonna Hermon. I'm very excited about today's episode. One of the things that really has gotten me through each week, through my work week, through my personal things is this particular strategy that I'm going to share with you today. We have to address it, okay? And with the Lifestyle Podcast, it's all about equipping leaders to be able to live their best life in every single area. Today, I want to talk about focusing on one thing. Listen, okay? If you listening to this is no coincidence. It's about you focusing on one thing. You need to hear this, right? I want to talk about a testimony that one of my friends that I'm working with, and she mentioned a couple of different things that she was struggling with. And I have given her this particular advice about, listen, just focus on one thing. If you're a particular person that have a lot of goals, okay, you have multiple goals, and there's nothing wrong with setting goals because I help people set goals every single week. However, if you have like 5 or 10 goals in the same areas, for example, wellness, that can get a little overwhelming, especially you got other major goals going on as well. I've seen that happen several times when I've been working with individuals is that they will have like maybe even 3 things can be taxing, about 3 goals under the area of wellness, 3 goals in the area of finances. And some of these goals are not just short-term goals or minor daily goals. These are things that you have to put a lot of thought to it. You have to really change your habits, your behaviors. It gets very overwhelming, right? Because you're trying to focus on all these different goals at the same time and you're not seeing the momentum because you get burned out. So if you're in this position, listen in, okay? I want you to lean in, right? One of the things that, I want to address is if you're having scatterbrain, like, are you having these different thoughts, you can't focus? Let's look up the definition of scatterbrain. Let's do that. Okay. It says being forgetful, disorganized, or unable to concentrate or think clearly. Okay. Is that you? Is that you? Okay. Am I stepping on some toes? If you're experiencing, some people have been diagnosed with ADHD or have symptoms, they know they got symptoms of ADHD. ADHD is inattentiveness, difficulty concentrating and focusing, hyperactivity, and impulsiveness. Those are some of the symptoms regarding that when it talks about difficulty concentrating and focusing. I want you to lean in. Is this you? Okay. And then the other thing is multitasking. I don't know. Whoever taught us to multitask, they a lot. Like they just go back somewhere. I know that didn't make any sense. But at the end of the day, there's small things that we can do. If it doesn't take any thought work or brain work, yeah, maybe you can multitask. But what happens when you multitask, you're literally not present for something. Imagine, and I've been guilty of this. Imagine talking to your daughter, your child, and at the same time you're responding to an email or a text message. Are you really listening? Or are you trying to think about what words you're going to put in that text message? That's multitasking, but that's not a good way of handling things, right? If you're experiencing any of these particular symptoms, if any of these things identify with you, this particular session is for you. So back to my friend, when I was back here in the Virgin Islands, we were catching up on some things. And she mentioned to me, like, man, I have all these different health goals. And I told her, I said, listen, just pick one thing, just one. It sounds like you're not going to have a lot of momentum if you do that, right? What I mean is, like, if you're trying to focus on having a lot of water, you haven't been doing your water intake. If you have been, haven't been working out and you say, okay, I'm going to work out this many times a week. If you're going to say, oh, I'm going to start including intermittent fasting. If you're going to say, I'm going to stop eating sugar and become a vegetarian. If you try to do all of that in one setting, in one day, and this is not your typical habit or behavior, it's not going to work. One thing I told her, I said, focus on one thing. Just choose one. If it's the water, just choose the water until it becomes a habit to you, right? And then the other thing, she was saying that, you know what, I think I'm going to do cardio because she had some heart issues and she had to get a heart stent or whatever some years ago, a couple of years, I believe. I'm not for sure. At the end of the day, she was like, I know I need to work on cardio. I need to work on exercising. So I was like, okay, don't worry about increasing your water. Don't worry about the intermittent fasting, your food right now. That's going to come. Of course, that's necessary, but let's just start with one habit that you're going to build. And let me just share this with you. We went walking, it's this beautiful place here, it's a location. I'm not going to say where, but it was a location on the island and it was really nice. And it was like about 2.5 miles. We started out walking one day. Now, this particular person, she was on blood pressure medicine. She was on different types of medicine because of that heart thing that she had to get done, the surgery. She knew that she can come off some of those blood pressure medicine because she didn't have any issues with high blood pressure. It was just more so because of a safety net, just while you're building that muscle back up again. She reported back to me. She said, listen, JurLonna, I went home. I was exhausted. I took my medicine and went to bed. And she said she woke up and she could not move. Now you might say, what did you do to her? No, I didn't do anything to her. She was saying she took her blood pressure and realized her blood pressure was too low. So she decided, now, okay, before I go into detail here, there's a disclaimer. If you're on medicine, stay on that medicine. Don't listen. Go talk to your doctor. I'm not telling you to do anything, okay? I'm just sharing this testimony. She was already on this journey of removing the medicine anyways, but she didn't want to do it because she just knew that she had been doing the other things that she wanted to do to keep, that those healthy behaviors and her heart up and all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, she removed the medicine because she knew that that's too much medicine because she doesn't need it because she did the workout. She did cardio. So guess what? Now she motivated. Okay. She's like, listen, when we're going to go back and do more cardio. Now we back on the schedule a couple times this week and even another week as well. Funny thing is that it motivates you to do other healthier things. So by her just focusing on one thing, and it was short-term results. And she told me that she prayed to God and said, at the end of the day, Lord, when I start this process and I see instant results, I mean, I know it's going to be, a journey. However, can I see something so it can keep me motivated, keep me going? And he did it. Listen, he showed up. Okay. And she got her heart rate back regular without the medicine. She was able to come off one of her blood pressure medicines. And now she's been going to the gym with her husband. Okay. So going to the gym with her husband, walking with me. See, she didn't add that on her plate in the beginning about her goals. She just said, I'm just going to focus on cardio and focus on moving. It's that motivation of her completing that particular thing. Now she wants to do other things. She's getting ready to start juicing. It's not a struggle anymore. I want to share that because I noticed this common denominator when I advise others to focus on one thing, even in my own life, focusing on one thing. I've had so many things, especially when you're working and you have a lot of different things on your plate. You wear many different hats. Okay. If you're that person, listen in, right? When you're wearing so many hats and you have a lot on your plate, next thing you know, you're looking at your to-do list. Matter of fact, I'm looking at my planner right now and it has a lot of things on there. I'm asking myself, okay, Lord, what is that one thing that I need to focus on today? Like, at least I say I completed it. Now, of course, I want to complete the other things. However, I'm asking him, just show me that one thing so I can have the satisfaction and so I can bring something to his prosperous conclusion, right? Every single time I use that strategy, I end up doing more than just that one thing, more than just that one thing. So listen, take on this strategy. I'm not telling you to get off your medicine. However, what I am telling you, focus on one thing at a time because it's going to motivate you to do other things that's on your list as well. I hope this has been very fruitful. I want to share before I close out today, if you're an individual or a business owner and you know that the reason why you're in business, the reason why you're making money, or one of the reasons is because you want to fund kingdom projects. As a kingdom citizen, as a kingdom leader, we do have a place in our budget to fund kingdom projects. I have an opportunity for you. One of those kingdom projects is this. I go to South Africa every year for the most part, and I do international missions. I partner with my church. I'm actually the missions director with my church, and we partner with Dr. Patricia Bailey. She's a very known international missionary, been doing it for over 40 something years. And our church, our project has been really empowering the people, giving them skills and tools when it comes to education, when it comes to job skills, employable job skills, computer literacy. That's what our role is. It takes money to do those things. I realize there's scripture, and I'm gonna find that scripture. There's scripture that talks about there's a goer, the goer, the one that goes, the one that sends, and the one that prays. And we need all three. I have an opportunity. It's going to be in the description. It's a bit.ly link where it says /mission sponsors. The M is capitalized and the S in the first letter in sponsor is capitalized. I'm inviting you on this journey with me. If you want me to be your missions arm, if you want to be the outreach arm to international missions, here it is. Okay. And don't forget to subscribe. If this has been very beneficial to you, share this platform wherever you are. We on YouTube and on all the podcast platforms. Share it with your friends and family. I know that they will love it. And again, I challenge you to do one thing